Okay, today we'll be doing an oil change tune-up for a 2009 Kia Sedona. Here's the STP number for the oil filter, S10515, and you'll be needing a 10 millimeter, a 17 millimeter, and a 1 and 1/16 for the oil filter cap. Okay, so in order to access the oil filter, you have to remove the cover. Right here on the right hand side, it says oil filter. It'll be right under there. Uh, so you have to remove the cover. It's 4 10 millimeter bolts. Okay, so after removing the bolt, the last bolt, you remove the cover. The, the oil filter cap should be on the right hand side. It is 1 and 1/16. Um, if you see right here, it's marked with a green pen where it's lined up, which is where I'm gonna match it when I put the new oil filter on. All right, going under the van, you'll see the oil drain plug. That's where the 17 millimeter socket's gonna go. So you just gotta drain this. It is quite a bit. It's over 5 quarts, so it will take a while to drain. So just so you know, I did speed up this one part so you can see how much it takes for the oil to come out, but it is quite a bit, so it will take quite a bit of time for all that oil to drain out. Okay, so while this drains out, we're gonna take the plug and clean it with a rag, and we're gonna switch over to the top to remove the oil filter cap. Just know that since it is marked, I was counting the rotations that it took for the cap to be removed, which was 8. But every time that the lines marked up a full rotation, I would pull and check to see if the cap would come off. Okay, so after that eighth turn, we're able to remove it. So we're gonna be picking it up. Um, the oil filter didn't come with a new ring, so I ended up using the old ring, which didn't look damaged. It looked like it was okay, so we just ended up changing the filter. Just know that I did have a little bit of an issue trying to seat it the first time because the filter wasn't seated all the way up. And you'll be able to tell by the video. Uh, so yeah, just be careful when putting the new filter back in to make sure that it goes all the way in. If not, it's not gonna let you tighten the cap back on. Okay, you weren't able to see, but I did clean that drain plug. So since we did remove the oil filter, we're gonna put this drain plug back on. Hand tighten it. Uh, Definitely did not use the automatic feature on this electric wrench ratchet. Just so you know, because yeah, you don't want to strip these bolts. And then this is a habit I've always had ever since I've done an oil change. I do clean the pan because it was drenched in oil. Um, I mean, if it continues that way, then obviously it's a leaking gasket. But this is the first time I've ever changed the oil on this van, so I'm gonna clean it and then on the next oil change see how bad or worse it is. Maybe it's been like that. I don't know. But since it's my first time, I make sure I had got a good cleaning. That way, next time we do the oil change, if I do see quite a bit of oil, maybe it might be a good idea to change the oil pan gasket if it has one, or reseal it. Okay, so when removing the used one, and you'll see right now, I didn't notice that it still retains a little bit of oil even after you remove the filter, so be careful with that part. I mean, it's not gonna damage anything, but I did put old oil back a little bit, a couple drops, not a lot, but it did go back into the housing. Um, so yeah, uh, you'll see right now when I put the new oil filter that it's leaning to the wall as soon as I show it. So it's sideways. That means it wasn't seated all the way. That should have been a dead giveaway, but since this was my first time changing one of these on the van, it's a learning curve. So yeah, we were able to get it right. Okay, so when I was putting this back on, I did align the green dot, and you'll see I'll start marking the rotations. Um, I hand tighten it just to make sure that it went in smoothly. The ring was already oiled, so it didn't give me much of an issue. But I think around the fourth or fifth rotation, it started getting hard, which is when I started using the wrench. And when it got to the eighth one, I did align it up back with that green dot on the same orientation that it came off originally. Okay, so here's when we're gonna start filling it up with oil. It is over 5 quarts, so the first 5 quarts the whole container is gonna go in, and then on the second one, that's where we're gonna be doing our slow pouring just to make sure that it gets it to level. Okay, so once oil has been filled and checked to level, all is left is just to put the covers back on the engine, and after that we should be good. Okay, and at the beginning I didn't show the part number for the air filter, and that's because the auto parts store gave it to me wrong. This is the actual part for the air filter, and this is gonna be the part number for the cabin filter. I'll write them down at in the comments, that way in the description, so that way you have it. But yeah, I did end up putting these two as well.